up, guys? Welcome to local band Smokeout. Any genre from anywhere in the entire world. I want to hear your music.
All right, what's up, A10? It's your boy BG, and I was sitting here trying to figure out what I was going to shoot for SB19 today, and I remembered that there's a ton of stuff on Casual Chuck's page that I've not checked out, so I just grabbed something random called What Nobody Understands About Ken of SB19. Please support Casual Chuck, who's about to hit 100,000. Help him out, make sure he gets that plaque. That's awesome. He's a buddy of mine, really cool dude, and yeah, please consider clicking the subscribe button for my channel. Of course, support SB19. Here we go. Oh, I clicked forward by accident. My bad. Here we go. Captions, just in case. I wonder if Ken has seen this.
Sino ang makakalimutan? Hindi mong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya.
I've seen that one.
Bakit na lang ni Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop it.
Chuck makes it so dramatic, too.
Ken is, in my opinion, the most successful idol in P-pop history. Most fans see him as someone who's living the life most of us can only dream of. But in reality, there's a lot more going on behind all the glitz and glamour. So in today's video, we will reveal the challenges he had to go through just to get where he is today. From being a scrawny kid who only ate instant noodles on his birthdays to becoming the CEO of his own company. I know, Ken's story is like a definition of rags to riches. And the haters are not having it. He quickly became one of the most polarizing figures in the P-pop industry. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about his humble beginnings because it's straight up inspiring.
Yo! Hey, really quick too, congratulations, by the way, to SB19 on winning a whole bunch of awards yesterday. I did see that Ken, aka Philippe, took home an award for the Fake Faces music video.
Give me a hell yeah!
That's definitely worth a hell yeah. Congratulations, I'm gonna grab water. That's awesome. But I think they won like 5 or 6 awards last night at the MYX award show, Mix award show, something.
It all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. This is the countryside where Felipe John Suson was raised. His mom wanted to name him Kenji, but his grandpa Felipe insisted to name him Philip. He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried chicken was heaven for him, so it quickly became his all-time favorite. Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better paying jobs to support the education of Ken and his older sister. He had to be taken under the care of his grandparents. He then grew up in a church and his grandpa was the pastor. He was just a scrawny kid who likes mathematics and discovered drawing as his first talent. So he went on to become an editorial cartoonist in school.
I did not know that.
Family gatherings in the Philippines always require a karaoke machine. And Ken's extended family wasn't a stranger to that. He used to hide during these occasions.
I've heard that like karaoke machines are like super popular.
I was told by some sources that Ken had a very good singing voice as a kid but lost his confidence when puberty hit because it gave him an ultra deep voice which turned out to become one of his greatest assets in the future because of the dude named Pablo.
I never thought na may mga tao talaga makapag-appreciate ng voice ko. Kasi hindi ako ganoon ka confident sa voice ko kasi yung range ko mababa lang tapos malalim yung boses ko. Ngayon parang naging na-appreciate ko na yung boses ko dahil may mga tao nakaka-appreciate na. Nice.
Anyway, his newfound love for music got him to learn his first musical instrument without anyone teaching him. So he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but later fixed it as he learned more.
A softball guitarist? I've never heard that term.
He was also active in sports, representing his school in regional tournaments. He played some table tennis and sepak takraw as a spiker. For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball. The teacher
I've never even seen that sport. This dude did like a backflip kick. Hold on.
Hold up.
I've never even seen that sport before. This dude over here does like a full-on backflip.
For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball.
It's like soccer volleyball?
The teacher saw this as
I've never seen
potential
this.
that can translate into good dancing, so he was offered to join the dance club for better grades. He was hesitant at first, but when he tried, you all know what happened next. Watching his early clips feels like he was born to dance. He was even hired by his school to choreograph some dance routines. He then moved to Cagayan de Oro to study architecture in college. He became a member of the dance crews called Excite, GA7,
Now I know some
and
of this.
Amigo 7. These last two crews were so good, in fact, Ken had a crewmate named Joshua who went on to become a member of a successful international idol group in the future called Z-Boys. They were beating everybody in the
don't know the
countryside, so
Z-Boys,
there was
I
no
don't think.
point in competing there anymore. It was time for the big leagues. They got invited to join major K-pop dance competitions, and this was the first time when Ken met other SB19 would-be members. Not as brothers, but as enemies. In one particular contest, Josh and Stel's crew defeated Ken's because they already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by
These
Josh.
are put together
which actually
so well.
surprised
Chuck
him
does such a
because
good job
he
of
thought
these.
Ken was a show-off.
Kinausap niya po ako eh. Sabi niya sa akin, Idol Josh, ganun po tawag niya sa akin yun, Idol Josh. Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo, pa-training naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance, the training together never happened.
Oh.
Ken then went home to continue his studies. Fast forward to 2017, he received a message from Josh. It was an invite to audition for the 5th member spot of SB19. But there's one problem. Ken had no money, so Josh was like, no problem, I'll take care of it. Ken then told his grandma about stopping school to pursue it, and she was very hesitant because she thought it was a scam, and his parents overseas would have automatically said no. But Ken was so close to his grandma that he managed to convince her to go in secret. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams.
I didn't know it was in secret.
He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money. This time when he arrived at the airport,
How much is that in
there was
American?
no crew. It was all
1,500 peso?
him. So imagine how that must have felt. Anyway,
$73.
he took a taxi to SBT
$73.
Talent Camp, and of course, the drivers camped him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip. What a ripoff. Anyway, he finally met Josh and the boys and started training with them for a year while crashing into a distant relative's house to rest up. He slept on the floor, not with a comforter, but a banig. Because if he didn't, he would be homeless. Ken had no salary when he was still training, so he moonlighted as a small-time model to survive, which is an experience that would play a big role in his future. The dude was literally
I didn't
fighting
know
for
he
his
modeled
dreams
either.
every single day.
I'm learning a lot.
So here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God has ever created. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made. Links down in the
We've
description.
seen them all.
You
We've
can
seen
also
them all.
join the highest tier of our channel's membership if you're interested to be credited as one of the executive producers. So how did
So he
Ken
has a
become
lot
the
of
most
help.
polarizing P-pop idol?
He has a lot of help
Like,
in
how
putting
is
these
he
together.
either obsessively loved by fans or obsessively hated by bashers? Well, he has this persona of a badass dude who doesn't give a shit. And if you combine that with one of the many accusations thrown at him, then they got themselves a new P-pop villain in the making. But there's one thing in common between all those issues. They lack evidence. There are a few exceptions though, but you can't say a person is arrogant just because he looks cool and badass. The dude is even a softie. He tends to cry in interviews and emotional moments. His awkwardness
So
as
do
a
I.
kid is still there, and
Yeah.
this TikTok clip says it all.
Me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Also, you can't just call a person lazy just because you've seen a few clips of him sleeping. I mean, isn't it a result of him working too hard? Being an idol and
Fair
running
enough.
your own clothing company at the same time is no joke. The dude only used to draw this aspiration, but now he made it happen. He managed to build a company that sold out merch in just minutes. It's insane. It's even rumored that his company is now worth more than $1 million. Whether it's true or not, it put an even bigger
for
target on
him.
his back. And haters started coming up with even more ridiculous claims. Like accusing him of copying 2 K-pop music videos just because they have a similar vibe. This was easily debunked though. If you want to check it out, I made a video about it. Link down in the description.
Now that I've never seen.
His main dancer position got also heavily criticized because of one single clip of him messing up on live TV. It was unfair in my opinion because Ken has always been consistent in his dance performances, yet the haters suddenly forgot about how good he really is. Ken never fired back. Or did he?
Yeah, that's firing back. That's firing back.
So why does the poultry still exist and
never
are
heard
still
that song
growing
either.
in numbers after all the bashing? Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. Capabilities. What's crazy about Ken is that he has already shown us enough talent like his exceptional dancing and singing that is enough to fulfill a main vocal role.
Saan darating ang mga salita na nanggagaling sa aming dalawa? Kung lumisan ka, huwag naman sana ika'y bumabit na, hindi magkawala.
I like how I do that too, with where you move your finger on the runs and stuff.
Yet he still has a lot of secrets. I'm telling you, man, this guy is a living anime character. Have you heard of an idol who is also a CEO? A dancer who is known for his aerial flips but never tells us that he can also breakdance. A singer who writes and
pretty good.
co-produces his own songs. A musician that plays guitar, keyboard, drums, and can even beatbox. A fashion influencer. A man who plays sports like basketball, billiards, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, boxing, and sepak takraw with decent proficiency. A skater boy. An artist.
I can't get
a
over the
philanthropist,
soccer
and most especially
volleyball. I've
a
never
man of
seen that.
faith. I initially
That's
thought
gotta
that
be the hardest
Superior
sport.
Sun brand was all about him, but I was quickly proven wrong when I found this Bible verse underneath his Bulan CD, Hebrews 1:5-14. The entire passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions. Some don't even have one. But I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs. As of today, Ken has established himself as an arguably the most successful P-pop idol and the richest among his co-members. And it's just
I
the
did not
beginning.
know that.
They're still on their way to introducing
I would have thought
music
Pablo
to the
because
world
of all the
through
writing
US
credits.
as of the making of this video. And his group SB19 is the first one to ever do it. So what have we learned about Ken's story? For me, it was his persistence and willingness to take risks. Have you ever noticed that sometimes it's your loved ones that said no to your aspirations? Because, they care about you. They don't want you to fail and all that. Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to do, but they allowed the word no to stop them? For all I know, you might be one of those people. The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist, but he didn't reject his own ideas just because they rejected his ideas. Haters hate because they feel small when your ideas start turning into reality. He once said in an interview that success is the best revenge, so he stopped killing them with kindness. To this day, Ken has been torturing them with success.
Yo, Chuck does such a good job on these.
Give me a hell yeah.
He does such a good job on these. Please support Casual Chuck's channel. Obviously support SB19 and Ken. There was a lot of stuff I learned. I didn't know he was a model. I didn't know that his grandma was the one that he was secretly allowed him to leave right there. I didn't know that he only had the equivalent of $72 when he moved. That's insane. But the man is a hustler and he made it work. kudos to him for having his company worth over $1 million now. That's awesome. I would have thought Pablo would have been the most wealthy because of him and Josue doing like all the tracks and beats and all the writing and stuff. They would get more royalty points versus the other members, if you guys know how that stuff works. But I guess not. I don't know. 10 out of 10 though. These are always 10s. Gotta make it official. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction video. Consider clicking the subscribe button to my channel so you never miss any of these. If you ever need merch for your shows here in the States, go to mymerchguy.com. Use code LBS420 for a most excellent discount. And if you would like this show to grow and expand faster and further, please go to patreon.com/localbandbg. I do take requests over there, but you must be tier 1 or above. And finally, if you ever need MIDI drum tracks for your recording session or DAW system, go to drummidi.com. Also use code LBS420 to make sure it's all in caps on that website so you get the 20% off at checkout over there. Other than that, though, guys, I am your host, BG, saying cheers, keep blazing, and peace. I'll see you next time.